Everyone. Good evening from Arizona. Tonight's Thursday, so this is our weekly Table Talk Thursdays. And I am Elyse Ann Psychic, the Psychic Liaison, Bridge the Unseen. Let me get this pinned up here for a moment. Hold on. I always like to put my pinned comment at the top. Tonight, here we go. There we go. We got a pin. So tonight's topic is who's raining on your parade? And very interestingly, I think there's a delay here this evening with Facebook. So let me set up something else here as I'm waiting for others to show up. It's been a different energy lately. Today has been a little bit of a different energy, so I'm just going with the flow on everything. And when you join us, say hello, let us know you're here, and let's get started. I see I have some viewers right now, not showing any comments though, which is fine. I'm hoping we'll get some of you to say hello. Let us know you're here. Hi, Ashton. How are you? I must have known you were coming on tonight because you crossed my mind. If I remember correctly, did you have your baby? Oh, honey, the energy is raining on my parade. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, gosh. And then I asked you about the baby. Well, I want to say I hope everything's okay. Anyhow, welcome. Some of you are being a little shy about it. Let me see what she says. Oh, you haven't answered that yet. Okay, my dear. Hi, Werner. Oh, good morning. It's morning by you. Well, good morning. I'm so glad you're here. So, anyhow, let me go ahead and get started again. We were a little bit delayed for some of you to show up. Hello, Lori. Hello. Welcome. You had your baby girl. Oh, congratulations, Ashton. How exciting. How exciting. How much love. Oh, congratulations. Woo! All kinds of streamers and stuff going. She's a week old already? No. No, you were just on like a day ago, it seems like. Well, either way, whatever it is, congratulations to your week-old baby girl. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. Beautiful, innocent life coming into this world. All right. Hello, Angel Heart. Welcome. I'm so glad that, hi, Christina. I'm so glad you're all here this evening. It was funny because when I put the topic out, who's running in your parade? I thought, well, should I explain that? Like, so people know what to expect. Excuse me. And I said, no, let me just see what happens. It's interesting because I was wondering, and I'd like to hear from all of you, what you possibly thought that what the topic was about. Like, oh, here, wait, let's hear about, hold on, let's hear about Ashton's baby real quick. Hi, Amy. She's an Aquarius born in New Age of Aquarius. Lord help us, LOL. Thank you so. You're welcome. Precious new life. Well, welcome, welcome. As you're all showing up, hello, Melissa. Welcome. Please go ahead and say hi and just let us know you're here. You can either just listen or you can interact on the comments and conversations. We're here this evening for Table Talk Thursdays. If you're new here, I am Elyse Ann Psychic, the Psychic Liaison, Bridge the Unseen. We do this every Thursday. Hello, Danielle and Khadijah. Welcome. And every week we pick a different topic. And I'm always open to your suggestions. What do you guys want to learn about? What do you want to know about? What do you want to be able to ask questions of me about? It's not about individual readings. I just say that most people kind of know that by now, but sometimes I still have somebody who shows up because I do, the psychic mini reading lives all the time. So people just don't look very closely or assume that I'm doing psychic mini readings. This is about the overall subject, though. This is like a generality subject, not individual readings on it. But let's keep going. So, hi, Crystal. So, who's raining on your parade? I would like to know from some of you. Okay, maybe I'll ask it as a question. Or tell me your ideas of what you thought this was going to be about tonight. I'm just curious. Did some of you think that we were going to get on here and just kind of talk about our issues and problems and kind of bash other people? Because you gotta know me better than that. That's not what is gonna happen. I'd like somebody to answer me because I'm really curious before I get into it. Hi, Kima. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You're new to the page. Well, welcome, welcome. Hope you follow and like my Elyse Ann Psychic page. I do all kinds of different lives and I post all kinds of different things. So I'd love to have you as a follower and a liker of my page. So nobody wants to answer what they thought this was about tonight. You guys are being shy. Come on. Anyhow, okay, let's get started. So Ashton said the energy is raining all over her parade. And it's interesting because it's not just about energy. What I wanted to talk about tonight, and I'm hoping you guys will ask me questions and share your experiences because, as you know, hi, Cindy Rose. Hell no to your question, Cindy Rose. Right, because you know me better than that. Hi, Angie. Welcome. You know that I'm not going to get on here. We're not going to bash people. But I'm wondering if you guys thought, who is raining on my parade? And started pointing to people outside of your, in the outside world, like your external people. I'm wondering that because I had a feeling some of you might think like we're going to start, thinking about that. Some of it is true in that regard. And hi, Grain, welcome. I'm so glad you're new to the page here. Welcome, welcome. I think it's about who is getting under your skin. Yes, it's a good place to start. Kima, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kima or Kima. And crystal blockages. Yes, it all falls into it. I don't even know if we're going to be able to finish it all tonight. We'll see how it goes because you know me, I love to get all your experiences and questions. And Tony shared to all of our groups. Thank you so much, Tony. Awesome. Melissa says, I think it means who's bringing you down. Yeah, that's part of it. That is part of it. Okay, good. I love this. Your worst enemy yourself. Well, Danielle, I'll give you the half star for that. It I don't want to call us our worst enemy, but yeah, it has a lot to do with we're the ones raining on our own parade. Bingo. All right, let me see what Werner says here. Kima says life in general. Well, yeah, but it's the way we process it too. Werner says the energy this week has been next level, especially the past 72 hours. Energy was more intense. Yeah, there's all kinds of energy flowing around. Keep in mind what I'm hearing very clearly from my team, because that's what happens during this. This is not readings, but my team will channel to me. There is Werner and everybody. What's happening in the energy is we're shifting upwards. There's an ascension going on. Yes, you got it right the first time. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Oh, did I miss that, Kima? Maybe I missed that. I'm so sorry. If you also said that, yourself. But the energy, Werner, and everyone, it is. As soon as I read your comment, I heard it. There's an ascension. The energy is building up, and we're doing a shifting upward. Okay, that just tells us that the white light and all of us spreading the love and light, it's working. Okay, so no matter what you see on the outside world, it's working. Now let's go right into that. The outside world. Yeah, it's raining on our parade. It rains on all of our parade. But the thing to remember too with that is I have so many things to say. I don't even know where to start. So we can choose whether or not we immerse ourselves in that or not. Okay, and I know this week it's just been way over the top for me. I like to see news headlines just to keep myself a little bit in the know. I like to have an idea of what's going on. But then I hit a point this week. Was it this? Yeah, sometime this week. And I was like, okay, this is just too much. I don't need the negativity is over the top and the mudslinging and everybody blaming everybody else. And I could just feel my energy lowering. Kima. Okay, great. Thank you, Kima. I pronounced your name correctly. I could just feel my energy lowering. So if you want to equate it to who's raining on my parade, well, for that moment, it was the news and all the people out there. But I chose not to stay in it. I chose not to absorb it. I chose to close the door and say, okay, this is just too much for me energetically. It doesn't make me feel good. It lowers my vibration. Now, again, I'm not I'm not trying to media bash here. I think there's, it plays a very huge important part in our world, okay? And I'm pro journalism. But what I'm saying is we can choose energetically how we want to interact and what we'll allow in our world. Hold on one second, please. Jacqueline, well, hello from Wales. Good evening. This evening, you asked me, please may I have a relationship guidance? Please may I have relationship guidance? Okay, what do you see coming up? Jacqueline, what I want to tell you is tonight is called Table Talk Thursdays. And what we do every week, Thursday at this time, 7 p.m. Arizona time, is every week there's a topic that we discuss and share, and you guys get to ask questions of me. It's spiritual, metaphysical, or inspirational topic. And so tonight is not about individual mini readings. That's always on my weekly Wednesdays at 11 a.m. But also I do last minute lives where I'm doing psychic mini readings. So I invite you to stay this evening for our topic. I always believe there's never a coincidence as to why someone is showing up. But also, no, it's okay. Don't be sorry, sweetie. I'd love for you to stay. But also, I just want to suggest to you, please go ahead and like and follow my Elyse Ann Psychic page so that you'll get notifications of when I go live. So when I do those, about my weekly, I have these two, Thursday night, and then Wednesday I do the psychic mini readings. But I do throughout the week, I'll do other psychic mini reading lives. So I hope you'll hi, Sally. I hope you'll join us with that. But I hope you'll stay this evening. And I hope maybe you'll ask some questions because that's what this evening's about, too, for all of you. Ask me questions. What do you want to know? Okay. So, about who's raining on your parade. Because we need to take responsibility, right? It's up to us to step in. And I'm looking down because I'm looking at my tablet, so I'm raising it up a little bit so I don't look down so much. Um, and God, I can go in so many directions with this. Again, it's just all flowing here, and I want to say five things at once. So I disconnected from the news because I saw that it was causing issues for me. Hi, Colette. Welcome. Jacqueline says I can't stay long. It's past 2 a.m. there. Okay. Well, stay as long as you can. You're welcome to stay as long as you can, and hopefully we'll see you again too. Okay, Kima, today I learned not to absorb negative energy and breathe through my belly. Oh, great tool, great tool. There's all kinds of opportunities with that. But so many times there's so many things out there that affects us. Like for me, I was talking about the media the other day, okay? And so I stayed away from it. That's it. I made that choice. And lots of times when we interact with people, right? All kinds of happy people. Hi, Susan, welcome. All kinds of happy people and all kinds of not so happy people out there, right? But then we have to decide, what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do? Are we going to allow ourselves to open up to that and absorb it? Are we going to allow ourselves to open up to it and stay in that environment? Now, I want to say we have a way of staying in the environment if we truly want to, but it doesn't mean that we have to absorb the negativity. Okay. We have all kinds of options. Again, we choose how we process, we choose how we take something in emotionally, also. Hi, Princess Sophia. The topic is who's raining on your parade. So that's what it's all about. So it's about us taking responsibility and taking control or management. I don't believe we control anything. I believe we manage it. Kima says meditation helps when you are going through this type of situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. But let's say you're in a store. Okay. Yeah, you could stand there for a minute and do sort of a meditation. But again, what does our mind do? Our mind goes into judgment. Our mind has an opinion about it. Our mind has a judgment about it. Oh, that person, they're so angry. Ooh, okay, just for an example, right? But we don't have to step into that. Maybe instead of looking at it that way and allowing ourselves to absorb that energy, right? And instead of having a judgment about it, because that's also raining on our parade, and I will explain that a little bit more in a minute, we can send that person love and light. You know, and you can have opportunities where you can actually see the shifting right in front of you. See, so many people out are in pain, trauma, I mean physical and emotional pain, trauma, they're hurting. Life is not the easiest sometimes, right? So instead of judging them, instead of engaging in the negativity, even the opinions are okay. Even hold on one second, Princess Sophia. Um, we don't have to engage in the negativity of being in judgment, having this negative opinion about it. Princess Sophia asks, "What is the meaning?" Okay, well, you did miss the beginning. We talked about it a little bit, but what I mean by that is what is affecting you, who's really affecting you. Susan, great. I always just say, "Have a nice day." That's awesome. Princess Sophia, as you listen, I think you'll kind of get the feel of what the topic is about because it's not about putting fingers to the outside world. Yes, you may feel like they're raining on your parade, but we're going to talk about how we can help ourselves with that and not take it on and not take it in because we are raining on our own parade by our reactions, by our thoughts, by our words. We have management of that. We can decide whether we're going to allow somebody to ruin our day, let's say. See, and I'm an empath, and I went a lot of years being very sensitive and taking everything in and believing that, everybody who had anything negative, mad, angry, or what have we to say, um, I'd take it in as, I'd absorb the energy and also what did I do? And oh no, and I'd feel badly. I would feel so badly, energetically, emotionally, and I have learned, though, that it's not about me. I don't have to absorb that. Every time somebody reacts or says something in a certain way, I don't have to step back and let it. Oh, I got a little gnat flying around here. What's raining on my parade? That gnat. I don't have to turn it around on myself. I don't have to rain on my own parade. I don't have to take in what they have to say. Now, if I choose to look at it and say, okay, is there any truth in that for me? I can do that. I can see. The other thing could be, hi Angela, welcome. I'll answer that question in a moment, Colette. Thank you. I can be able to step back and say, okay, I'm going to separate myself from that and say to myself, was there something I truly did? Well, no, I don't see that. And there are times I have. We can be very honest with ourselves. But then let's not turn it around and start beating ourselves up or saying, how could I have done that? Why did I do that? How could I be so careless? Whatever those words are that you choose. Instead, first of all, you can ask yourself, does it hold any truth? Because everything that people have to say and the actions that they take are actually coming from within them. It's their perspective. It's their projecting of their own perspective, their own self, their own opinions, their own ideas out into the world. And if you happen to be there standing in front of them, or in any type of communication with them, or in the vicinity of them, be it on a phone, on a whatever it is, same hallway, whatever it is, you can determine for yourself and say to yourself, well, that was for them. That's what they believe. That's where they're at. Okay. And again, you can send them love and light. That's very important. You can send them love and light. And hold on a second. I have here, Colette said, where am I based? I'm in Arizona, dear. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, United States. I'm not sure if you're in the States or another country because I know I have quite a few followers from around the world, which I'm so blessed. Werner, I don't know if you're still here. He is one of them. And so, anyhow, so we can choose what we decide to do. The other piece of this, who's raining on your parade? Okay, let's see here. Melissa, I always feel other people's pain and have been trying to understand. I call someone on the phone and can tell them exactly how they feel without even being with them. How do you not take on their pain? Hi, Natalie. All right, Melissa, that's great because That is part of whether we allow, who's raining on our parade. Well, Melissa, there's so many different ways. And I can work with you one on one in a private session if you want to help you with that, because it's part of what I do with my clients also. But um, one of the biggest things, hold on. I'm going in five different directions on how to answer it. Let me check with my team here because I have so much to say about it. Um, First of all, white light is very important. White light to shield yourself. But also, how do I not take it on? Okay, in order to do the work that I do, I've had to learn not to take it on, because otherwise, I'd be in the corner just a jello. I mean, because unfortunately, there's so much going on, so much pain, so much hurt. So what I do, and many of you have been on my, have had one-on-one sessions with me, have been on my lives for the mini readings. I come from a space of love and compassion, but I also know energetically and mentally that these are not mine to take on. It's not my responsibility. What I do, Colette, you're in Ireland. Well, welcome. So glad you're here. What I do, it's kind of like keeping arm's length. I'm in it fully when I'm in it with them. But then I have to disconnect and go home to my life, kind of thing. And the way I like to explain it, which might help you, Melissa, is a great analogy, and most people understand it when I share it. We want to help people. That's part of it. When we're an empath, we want to help. First of all, we understand the depth of the emotions, because as an empath or a sensitive person, we feel it about 1,000 times tougher. Um, yes, I would love that. We'll schedule a one-on-one. Great, Melissa. Let's do that. I would love that. Thank you. All right. Um, but the analogy I like to share tonight, because a lot of us are sensitive, a lot of us are empaths, and it is very, very hard sometimes to disconnect or to separate ourselves. Um, okay, hold on one second. Angel Heart, you have to go now. All right, honey. Yes, watch the video later. It will be posted after the live is over. Thank you for being part of the live tonight. We'll see you real soon. Take good care. Melissa, like social distance. Well, yeah, but I have a better, well, a different analogy. Let me not say better. That was, you see, that's the human side of me. That was not in some ways judgment, wasn't it? Oh, see, I like to make sure that I'm still working it all the time. I will never put myself out there as something above. You all know that about me. No, I'm living the human life too. So, yes, it is like social distancing though. But here's the analogy I like to give to people. So you have a friend who calls you and says, "Hey, I'm moving from house A to house B. I have about 100 boxes. Can you help me move them from my house that I'm leaving to the house I'm moving to?" You say, "Sure, absolutely, Susie. I'll help you with that." And so you go over to Susie's house, you load all the boxes in a U-Haul, you drive the U-Haul over to the new house, you unload all the you unload all the moving boxes, you put them in the corner of the room, and then you go. You do not take one of the boxes home, you do not take three of the boxes, you take 0 boxes home. So you have already helped them. Okay. They're having a bad day. Hi, Carissa. Welcome. Whether they're having a bad, I'm sorry, whether someone's having a bad day or whatever it is, our responsibility is to give them the helping hand. But then no, we do have to disconnect from it. The other thing, real quick, Melissa, is we can just clear the energy afterwards. You can ask Archangel Michael to come through. So hopefully that helped you for tonight, but I'm looking forward to our one-on-one session. So, go to my website, ElyseAnnPsychic.com, purchase the length session you want, and we will get it scheduled. I'm excited. All right. Very good. So, let me just see here. Okay. So, the other piece is, do you guys have any questions about this? Because so far, I feel like I've been talking an awful lot, and I always love the interaction of questions and so forth. I think I missed. Princess Sophia said, some people have such a bad day, we could be the last contact for their day and they explode. Yes, it's not about us, but we were the last straw. Yes, as human beings, it can be very, very difficult at times. We're going through I mean, let's just look at the craziness everywhere. I mean, this world is upside down in many, many ways. And we're all affected. No matter how spiritual we are, no matter how much we have trust and faith, I have my not so great days where I'm like, ugh. Okay, so that's part of being human. But again, and then we're like, what do I do with these emotions? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do with them? Even when we sometimes have really great tools, we can sit there and go, what do I do? What do I do? Cindy Rose says one-on-one exceptional experience. Thank you, Cindy Rose. She's had a private session with me. So thank you for the shout out on that, sweetheart. Um, so what do we do with it? And we're all human. We all have had our own blow-ups, right? We've all gotten angry in an instant because we just don't know what to do with it. Okay, so right, have compassion for that person, have some understanding for that person. I don't mean stand there and take it from them, that you have to engage with them. Okay, but again, it's what do we do with these experiences? What do we do with our past experiences? What do we do if someone calls us out? Lots of times we turn it back on ourselves. We turn around and we start judging ourselves. And many of us have not so nice things to say to ourselves, right? And so Colette says it's not a person, it's COVID raining on my parade. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry for that. We'll send you lots of healing and loving energy. Um, yeah, a lot of people have been hit by that serious stuff. I wish you a very quick recovery and a short experience with it. Okay, my dear love. Um, so oh, let me see. Let me go back over up here. Okay. So it's how do we process it? How do we process it? And that's when we start raining on our parade. We're brought up in a judgmental society. We're brought up either we're good or bad. When I was growing up, my parents never used the terminology good boy, bad boy. They were firm believers that as a person, you're good. Maybe your actions weren't so great. So I grew up with that piece, even though it's very interesting because I did have a lot of negativity growing up in my home. So it's very interesting. Now that I say that to all of you, I'm like, that was a positive though. There's always things to look at and see and take them in. So how do we deal with these things is the big question. Do you have grace and compassion? And also remember, if there are people in the outside world or circumstances in the external world that are occurring, I'm a firm believer in it is for our highest good. There is always a reason that something is happening. Now, some people get a little bothered by that and they say, well, I can't believe that, these terrible things are for a reason. I look at these things, these experiences, these people in my world from a spiritual standpoint. Yeah, we have the human side of things, and yes, I'm affected by it, but I also pull back and I look at the spiritual side of things. And one of the things I can guarantee you is every experience we have brings us to who we are today. Hi, Zona, my psychic wonder. You're so cute. Thank you, sweetheart. Hello. Um, so everything that we go through, every experience we have, even I'll say the yuckiest ones, there's a purpose, there's a reason, something to learn and grow from. I've said this before, I'm a survivor. And I can look back at that and sit and wallow in it and, oh, poor me and why. And I did for a long time, believe me. But I finally looked at it and said, okay, let's take the blessings out of it. Let's mine the gems from it. Because what is it happened. There's no changing that. So again, am I going to continue to rain on my own parade and cause my own heartache and keep going at it, mulling it over and over and over and over and over? No. It was a long process, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not sitting here going, oh, that was okay. No, far from it. But it brought me to where I am, and I fully believe that that experience. Now, were there other ways I could have received this growth? Absolutely, but that's what I contracted for. I'm a firm believer that there's so many things, so many gems I got from it. Took a lot of healing. It took a lot of pain. Had to dig deep. Absolutely. But I have so much love and compassion for people, and I firmly believe that's part of why, because I've experienced it firsthand. Now, again, it doesn't mean that we have to experience it a certain way, but remember also we contract. So instead of us stepping into the judgment of why did this happen or how come they did this to me, like from a place of, oh no, not poor me, but the victim space, maybe, if you will. Um, Again, it's shifting that perspective. Because, well, I use the term raining on our parade because it dampens us. It does. It takes our whole energy and our whole psyche down to a lower level or lower vibration. And we have a choice on how we perceive, how we look at things, what we immerse ourselves in. Let me see what Cindy Rose says. Big conscious recognizing the self bashing and changing the input. Yes. It doesn't matter how many times you catch yourself. What is important is that we are recognizing it at all. Absolutely. 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 I love that. I so love that you shared that because I absolutely. It's true. When somebody is in the space, I hear about all kinds of things. We cover so many different things in every single session I have with clients. In over 20 years of doing this, I've heard it all. We've gone through it all. I've held a lot of people's hands, and I get it. And the thing is that, again, just recognizing that you do this is the first step. Just knowing that you do this is the first step. And I want to say, if that's where you're at in your process, congratulations. And if you haven't gotten there yet, well, now you know to start doing your best to be aware of it, to recognizing it. You don't have to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. So much of this is so ingrained in us. So it's impossible to be perfect at it. It's just impossible. I've been doing this for so many years for myself, and I still slip into it. It just is. But the key is I don't get on myself for it. There was a time I did. Gosh, I'm supposed to do it this way, and I'm always supposed to be positive. And oh boy, it just drove me nuts. It was like this hamster wheel I was on. I kept raining on my own parade. It was a non-stop storm. But then I finally realized, no, wait a minute. I know a lot of spiritual teaching and teachers tend to talk about the spiritual side, like the spiritual being having a human experience, and that's where they tend to stop. But that's when I recognized, and I gave myself a beautiful gift, and I said, well, wait a minute. I'm a human being. Hi, Revpani. I am a human being having a spiritual experience too. And all those emotions and all those feelings and all those imperfections are part of being human. And that is, if you want to say it this way, 50% of our experience, human being, spiritual being. Okay. And so don't get down on yourself. Some of these things are so natural. It takes time to untrain yourself. Retrain yourself, really, is what I should say. Retrain yourself. And awareness is the first step. So that's beautiful, Cindy Rose. I love it. I love it. I love it. The other thing is self-talk. Again, I don't want to sound like, oh, come on, it's so easy. I get it. I've walked the journey. Yeah. But the point is this, when we're given a foundation of negativity, when we're given a foundation of judging constantly, that puts us into this negative energy. And how can we be in the sunshine and the happiness if we're really vibing in this negative energy? And that's society, unfortunately. But again, we have a choice. Do we want to engage in that? Now, maybe the majority of society is that way, but you still have a choice. I'm living proof that it can shift. Absolutely. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been in my life with everything going on in this world. But you see, lots of times I choose to unplug. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go there. Or I'll look and I'll go, okay, don't go there. Just look at your information. Like we were talking about the news and the media. I like to kind of at least know a little bit of what's going on. I don't stick my head totally in the sand, in the sand. Hi, Marie and Louise. It all resonates with me what you were saying. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here this evening. So, but what I do is because I do find myself, again, remember I said I come from a very negative background. A lot of us do. It's our foundation, it's the way the society seems to hum. Okay. But what I do is, believe me, my mind slips into the negative. But as soon as I catch it, I shut it down. I'm at that point where I don't even have to take time to really recognize. I recognize it like that and I'll stop myself. I won't even mull it over. I'm like, nope. And I shut the door. Now, that is a big part of the reason why I'm happier than I've ever been because I'm not allowing anybody or anything to rain on my parade like that. And again, I'm not perfect. I've had things bother me for 5 hours. But I'll tell you, it used to bother me sometimes months. I'm not kidding you. So that's the other thing I want to bring up to all of you is as we're shifting out of this, allowing other people to affect us the way that they have in the past, allowing ourselves to be in judgment of others, because that is a negative vibration. Remind me to talk to you about opinion versus judgment in a moment. Um, we can choose. I lost my train of thought. See, I went, okay, we can choose how we want to show up in the world. We can choose, again, what we want to engage in. We can choose how we perceive the world. And the other thing I'm hearing very clearly from my team that they want me to remind everyone, there are things out there right now that are happening that we have no control over. First of all, I don't believe we ever have control over anything. Spirit does. I believe we manage things. And this is part of managing. And so it's about choosing to uplift my energy. That's what I do to create more happiness. I'm not oblivious to what's going on. My heart is not shut down for all those that are suffering. Believe me, if you've heard my readings, you know my heart is so open. But I also know that I drop in my love and compassion and the light where it's meant to be. And then again, I disengage some. It's not because I don't care, but it's because I need to preserve for myself also. So I make choices to help myself. And yes, do I rain on my own parade sometimes? Yeah, sure. I'm human. It's okay. That's the thing. Don't judge yourself for that either. That's the ego. That's the human side of us. It just wants to constantly throw us into negativity, fear and negativity. And when we have experiences with other people, now it may trigger us. I get that. But I want to say, instead of getting down upon yourself, and I just had a conversation with a friend of mine today about that. This person had something occur and they were very upset with themselves on how they reacted to something. And with much love, I just said, you know what? You're human. It's okay. You went into survival mode. You reacted the way you needed to react. Hi, Jenny, from a place of survival. And it's okay. You're human. And now you just look at it. You look at what triggered in you so you can heal some more. It's about having compassion for ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves. We expect perfection from us, but we'll give everybody else the benefit of the doubt. And the other thing I'm hearing very clearly Tim wants me to say, look, there are all kinds of situations that happen that have been hurtful, that have made us angry. But when we stay in that space and allow it to go on and on and on and mull it over, it's a lower vibration and the storm's there. The rain is there. So it's about taking some management over yourself and responsibility for yourself and ownership. Now, I'm not saying negate that you're mad. No, no. There we go again. Process your emotions. Very important. So many people think that I can't get angry. It's not a good emotion, or I can't be sad. It's not a good emotion, or I shouldn't be, or no, it's okay. So that's one of the biggest pieces of bringing the sunshine out and not having it rain on your parade anymore is giving yourself permission to be human. Society tends not to be. We're supposed to, they give us this perfect, we're supposed to be in the perfect image. Well, no, we're not. We're perfectly imperfect. That's who we are. So instead of listening to all the voices, all the outside voices, all the internal voices saying, you should this, you should that, you shouldn't this, you shouldn't that. How could you? Why not? I mean, it's nonstop. All you have to do is watch commercials. Excuse me, I have streaming, so I don't have to watch too many commercials anymore. Yay. I have the Roku. It's great. My kids got that for me a couple years ago for Christmas. One of the best presents. It's awesome. Anyhow, a lot cheaper than cable, that's for sure. So it's if you just look at commercials alone, every single moment we're being told we're not good enough if we don't have this, or we're not good enough if we don't have that, or if we don't look like this, or if we don't own that, or if we don't live here, or we don't do this for our children. And if you look at a commercial, you I just it's interesting when you can sit back and not get absorbed into it. The music, listen to the music. How many of them want to pull on those heartstrings and make you feel terrible that you don't have this wonderful $1,000 toy for your kid or whatever it is? Okay, it's all about tugging on all that, and then they rain on our parade because they know the triggers, and that'll put us into a negative, and we'll start wondering, wow, what am I not doing right? Oh, am I a good person? Again, this is where we have so much rain on our parade, but we can shift it. All right, let me see here. Oh, Melissa, you just booked your private reading. Yay! Okay, we'll look at that and we'll connect. Get that scheduled. Hi, Shayla. Um, Cindy Rose, stifling your emotion or your voice will make us physically ill. Absolutely. That's a holding on of emotion. That is not communicating. So, like, I don't know if I was, I guess, a presenter today, and some of this is a little similar. I was on a webcast today with someone. We talked about how the ego mind, um, oh shoot, affects the soul. That isn't quite the right word. But yeah, and this is a little bit of what we spoke about too, but it's true. When we sit in this emotion, when we don't allow it to process and leave or heal and release. Actually, I think maybe that came up. Never mind. I don't know if it was in the webcast. I had several readings today too. Somewhere along my day today, this is what came up. And um, it just sits there. We think if we ignore it, it'll go away, but it doesn't. It just builds up, and the storm clouds keep building, and the storm clouds keep building, and the storm clouds keep building till eventually the skies open up, right? These are all analogies, of course, but it's true. That's why, again, it's so important to decide free will, free choice. What are we going to do with the experience? What are we going to do with our emotions? Now, I very much want to say, I'm not saying, hey, just deal with those emotions and get over it, or blast yourself out of the water. No, I'm not saying that at all. If you need to take it little by little, that's okay. It's honoring yourself in all of it, your feelings, your emotions. Okay, I want to go back. Hi, Jamie, welcome. Zona, everyone always, I want to, before I read that, Zona, hold on a second, because I brought up judgment versus opinion. That's what came up today in the webcast I was on, which I will be posting to my page probably tomorrow, so you guys can watch that. It was a lot of fun. I did that with Kimberly, and we had a lot of fun with the conversation. A lot of good stuff. We have a lot of the same things to say, but we say it in different ways. It was fascinating and a lot of fun. So hopefully you'll watch that live too, and that'll be tomorrow. Like I said, I think I'll be able to get that posted up. But judgment versus opinion. Judgment's about is negativity. It's about saying, well, you should be doing something else, or you should not say that. Where opinion is where we can look at something and say, okay, well, don't think that would be what I would have done, or I don't think that would be what's best for me, or maybe I would have looked at it a different way. We detach from the huge emotion of it. We detach from labeling it as good or bad, right or wrong. Those are all judgment words. Those are all judgment words. And I don't know if you were here earlier, but I said the word, oh, better. And then I stopped myself and I said, wait a minute, that's a judgment word. Because it is, right? So again, I'm not perfect. I'll never put myself out to be perfect. I am a human being also, spiritual being and a human being. And the thing is I give myself grace for it. I don't say, well, you shouldn't have said better. No, I just said, oops, there it is. Isn't that an old song? Okay, let's not go there. Whoops, there it is. Okay, never mind. I'm probably dating myself again. Anyhow, God laughing like. So, so I just said, oh, and then I changed it, right? I shifted it. So, really important. Let me see here what Zona says. Cindy Rose, you look forward to that. Okay, awesome. All right, Zona. Everyone always says, have a good one. And I always respond with, I always do. It's a choice we make every morning we get up. We can choose to let traffic or some small thing take over our day, or we can get up, get on, and get over it. Oh, I like that. Just choose to have a great day. Make that your mindset. Negative thoughts are just thoughts, and we have the power to change a thought. Move forward in positive thought and make every day a great day. Awesome. I love that. I love that. Now, on the get over it, I just want to allow space if there's some processing that needs to be done, right? Because again, we talk about how if we let it just sit there, it'll fester, it'll grow, the storm clouds will grow and then it'll burst open. But yes, there you go. That's why I started out with who's raining on your parade. Because I had a feeling that a lot of people were going to think, oh, the outside world, this person and that person and that person and that person. But again, it comes down to self. They may try and rain on your parade, but it doesn't mean that you have to accept it as such, right? Doesn't mean we have to allow it to be in our space. And one of the things that can also help us is, when we're in this constant state of judgment, again, it's negativity and it brings us down and it's a mindset. So we start to relate to the world in that way. And that's what can make it very difficult for us to uplift ourselves. It can make it very difficult for us to pull ourselves up. And very nicely put and so true. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy Rose. And so again, it so much comes back to self. It really truly does. And it's so funny because when I say that, I think, oh, are people thinking like they're to blame? No, that's not. It's about empowering yourself. It's about making choices that are going to shift your life and shift your world and empower yourself to make different choices. You can see that let's see. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's say it's a partly cloudy, partly sunny day. Which side are you looking at? Are you saying, oh, it's partly cloudy? Are you saying, oh, partly sunny? Now, yeah, clouds are fun to watch, but I'm just saying that's kind of the general idea. How do we focus? Where do we focus? And the more we step out of that judgment, more things seem possible. It's I mean, this one's so deep. I could probably talk for hours on it, on the psychology of it. Not that I have education in it, but just that from things I know and from the work that I've done, how it affects us on so many levels. So many levels. Positive mindset is so very important. Now, the other thing is that Spirit just brought to me is, we can so allow other people to ruin our mood time and time again, time and time again. But if you chose to be in a happy mood and someone comes across and is just angry, like we talked about a little bit earlier, are you going to give them the power to shift your whole feel for the day? Because I guarantee you, if you allow yourself to be angry, you're going to be attracting that energy, and that type of experiences and people will show up in your world. I remember years and years and years ago, I woke up and I was feeling so angry. I had no idea why, and I had a whole bunch of errands to run. This goes way back, but I remember it. And I think I had like four errands to run. And do you know that 3 out of the 4 errands I ran, I had other people that were angry? Like I had those experiences. I either witnessed them or they just came across very angry towards me. Now I wasn't interacting with them angrily because I tend to really just keep that back and be a very nice person. But guess what? Energetically, they were picking it up because internally I felt that way. I was having whatever my issue was. Instead of stopping, I wasn't in a space way back then to be able to do it. And it's okay. But it was very interesting. It was very eye opening for me because I went out, I was feeling angry internally, but I wasn't interacting with people that way. I was just my normal, friendly self. But they came at me with anger for no apparent reason that I could see. I went home and I went, huh, look at that. So that's the energy of it. The like attracts like. And really, really just powerful how our perspective, our thoughts, our words, our actions can make, a happy day or a sad day. And again, we need to bring the sunshine out for ourselves. Most other people are not going to necessarily do it for us, or they're hurting so much they don't have it within them to do it. So let's help them. And like Zona said about, somebody says, make it a great day. I think is what you said, something like that. And you would say, I always do. You know what I've started doing? As long as I feel energetically, they're not going to get angry at it, but if somebody's having a bad day, I'll just say, hey, I hope you have a better day. Or have a really nice day. Thank you. Hit them with the sunshine. Hit them with the good vibes. Sometimes that's all it takes too. And think about the ripple effects. Okay, you brought the sunshine out for yourself. You brought the sunshine out for them. You stopped a lot of rainstorms from happening. Okay, let me see here what Zona says. Pushing buttons is our reaction. Sometimes people don't even know they are pushing your buttons. Yes, those are your feelings, and you are in charge of your feelings. I never use the word should because it's like it's wrong. I use the word could because it allows choice. It sounds different. You should makes it sound like an order, a mistake, or a judgment. Or you say you could. It sounds better and all allows and gives people options. That's beautiful, Zona. I love it because, oh, hold on. Okay, good. Let me see the rest of what you say, and then I'll say something more to that. Let me see. The angrier and nastier people are, the nicer I am to them. I believe there is never a reason to be unkind. We don't know what happened to those people. We haven't walked in their shoes. And if you come back in kindness, it is hard for them to remain combative. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thoughts. Thank you for sharing all that, Zona, because it's true. And it's so interesting that you brought it up about the you should, because that is a word I've been working on eradicating out of my vocabulary. And I even heard it tonight. I said it at some point. But you see, that's the beginning for me. I'm much better than I used to be, but it's so ingrained in my world, in my life, in the foundation as I have been going through life that it's not like I can just, okay, take it out of your vocabulary. But I acknowledge it. I don't judge myself for it. I just say, okay, that means I still need to work on it because it's still coming out of my mouth. And it's beautiful because yes, it gives the power back to that person. You're right. You should is telling them what to do. It's taking away their power. You could, or you might want to. Gives them the choice. It gives them the power. That is so powerful to give somebody else the power. Give them their own power is what I mean. Just like we want our own power to decide and determine for ourselves. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And yeah, it's true. The angrier and nastier people are, the nicer I am to them. I love that. I love that. I have to tell you, if I ever call customer service, I thank you for that, Cindy Rose. It is lovely, isn't it? She responded to Zona on that. Um, like when I call customer service, any company in customer service, I know what they probably have been faced with. I mean, I can't say every single time, but there's a lot of angry people out there. So I always treat people the way I would like to be treated. And I just tell them, hey, look, I know you're just doing your job, and if I do sound angry, I'll say to them, hey, look, I don't mean to sound angry. I'm just really frustrated. I have to tell you how many customer service people have said to me, you are the nicest customer I've ever spoken to. And I'm like, hey, you're just doing your job. I'm glad, whatever. And hi, Corey. Welcome. Oh, Joel suggested me. I'll have to say thank you. All right, I'm glad you're here. Well, tonight what we're doing is we are wrapping up our Table Talk Thursdays. What I want to say is, Corey, obviously you're new here. For anybody else that's new, or some of you that have been around for a while, just please make sure you are following and liking my Elyse Ann Psychic page, because I also do psychic mini reading live events too every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Arizona time. I do impromptu ones too, last minute ones, so that way you'll get notifications. It'll pop up. I offer all kinds of other opportunities, postings of channeled messages, events, all kinds of things happening. More to come too this year. And okay, Corey, I totally agree with you on customer service. I did many customer service jobs. And the nicer you are, the more willing they are to help you out. Oh, that's absolutely true too. Don't think that didn't get lost on me. I know that, but it's true. It's also, hi, Pam. Joel referred me as well. Oh my gosh, I'll have to reach out to Joel. Wow. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I was just saying to Corey, please go ahead and like and follow my Elyse Ann Psychic page. And everyone, please let me know if there's a topic you want to learn more about. Okay, that's what I'm here for. This is for me to share with you all my years of experience, my teaching background, all the above. I'm just here for you guys. This is my way of giving back. And we have a lot of fun with the interaction. I learned from all of you. So please, if there's a topic you want, you've always been curious, some metaphysical, inspirational, spiritual topic that you want to know about, let me know. We'll do live on it. We'll do a Table Talk Thursdays live. Um, okay. I'll have to reach out to Joel. He's such a sweetie. All right, cool. Joel. Okay. Very lovely. We were back on customer service. So yeah, but you know what? I look at this people, I like to say we're all just trying to get through day by day. We're all just trying to get through life. It really is. So again, how would I want to be approached and treated by people is how I do my best to approach other people. And I do. I have very well been known to say, hey, look, I'm not angry with you. I'm just frustrated. And they just, they're very appreciative. Honor and respect everyone, no matter who they are, honor and respect. Um, the world can be harsh, but walk it with kindness, compassion, and love in your heart, and the road will be smoother. I promise. Yes, Zona, I love that. You put in such beautiful words. That maybe I'll have that as my motto. I say it in different words, but yes, you hear me all the time say love and compassion. That's the way I show up in the world. I do my best to have love and compassion. Now, I do want to say one thing with that though. Just remember, if you ever get angry, it's okay. You're human. I always want to make sure that I talk about that and I put that piece in because for so many years I got very, very frustrated when I really started on the spiritual path and really trying to figure more things out before I did this professionally. And even a little bit in the beginning when I was starting, I wanted to learn and grow and learn. Um, and I'll look at that in a minute. Hold on, Zona. Okay. Um, and I hear these spiritual teachers all the time saying, but you should, there's a should word, be positive all the time. Don't be negative. You shouldn't be negative. Be positive. You should do this. You really need to do this. You really need to do that. And it was all like all these things that I was not capable of yet. I had a very negative upbringing. So you telling me all the time that I should was a whole nother way of raining on my parade. And of course, I wasn't strong enough to know, okay, I don't have to take that in. But that's why you will hear me say it so many times because and look, that's what they believe and that's okay. I'm not trying to bash that. I just know from my own experience what I have found is I needed to allow myself to be human also. I needed to put that in the equation. It was so important for me. And I know it's important for a lot of people because it just facilitates. If all we look is the spiritual side and we forget about the human side, I felt like I was banging my head up against the wall. And I get even more down on myself. Why aren't I? Why aren't I more positive? Why can't I be? It actually is just futile. It works against everything I was working to create. So the moment in time when I said, okay, yeah, I am human. My emotions, my feelings, my thoughts are valid. And then I was able to let go of that self judgment and open up to allowing myself to create more and more happiness and sunshine in my life. And that really is kind of bringing it all full circle here. That's why when I said, when I put out the topic, who's riding on your parade, I thought, I wonder how many people are going to really know. But I mean, we didn't get deep, 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 but this is how it can come full circle. That's why it's so important to do your best, to not engage, not immerse, not take it on. Again, I could go on and on. I know we're at the hour right now. Hi, Daphne. You just got your power back. Woo! In Dallas, Texas. So glad to hear that. You guys have been suffering. Ah, my heart has gone out to so many of you. I hope everyone is safe and you can now be warm and safe and well fed, and that this will be a one time only situation. I'm so glad you got your power back. Okay, Zona said when she talked about these things, oh, I missed empathy. We don't know what the other person has been through. Show them love. Yes. Yes, that's about the compassion and love. Absolutely. Empathy. 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 Absolutely. We don't know. That's the compassion. That's the grace. We don't know what others have been um going through. Daphne, you're so funny. She says it's been very hard. Yes, I'll never eat a chip again. I'm sure. I've seen some of the images, and just horrific. Just horrific. So I'm so glad that you have it back on. Oh, Corey, you're in Dallas too. Ooh, you were lucky to have yours on the whole time. Oh wow. Oh wow. Pray for people and pray for our planet. And I don't mean that from a religious aspect. I just mean it from a spiritual aspect. Peace, love, safety, security. All of us, we're all one. We're all connected. And I can feel like Spirit's pushing me into the collective message at the end here. So here we go. Um, we're all one, and what affects one affects another. We need to keep this in your minds as a reminder that we all walk a path full of many stones and many thorns. When one is in need and you have, step up, share, because your day will be there where you will be in need, and you will hope that those that are of love and light will step up and share also. The more you can remember that you are a collective, and that what affects one does affect all, the world will come together in peace and love. We're working on it. It's happening. Just have faith and walk in peace. All right. Very interesting. That's spirit channeling directly through me. And I don't remember much of it, just peace and one and all. And it's true. And that's why when we're raining on our own parade, we can be creating storms for everybody else, because it's what gets put out there, not only from our words and our thoughts, but our energy. It all mixes. So walk the best you can in compassion, grace, kindness, love, empathy, but not only for everyone around you. Number one, for yourself. You are just as worthy and deserving. And watch what happens in your world, internally and externally. You'll find a lot more happiness and joy and sunshine. So, with all of that, I want to say thank you to all of you for being here this evening. Again, please go ahead. Live and let live. Together we are one. That's a tattoo you want to have done. That's awesome. Live and let live. Yes, ma'am. That is my saying. Hi, Sherry. That is what I've said for a very long time. Live and let live. It's not up to me to determine what's right for anybody else. I just know what's right for me. And that's the only responsibility and my free will, free choice. I don't have the right to judge anybody else for what they choose for themselves, just like you don't feel anybody else has the right to choose for you. And so, with that, I want to say thank you so much for being part of the live tonight. I've enjoyed having all of you. Again, please follow and like my Elyse Ann Psychic page. Make sure your notifications are set to favorites, so that you'll get notifications of when I go live for this weekly Thursday Table Talk. Thursday's live event. Please let me know. Drop in the comments or direct message me if there's a certain topic you'd like to discuss one week, and we'll fit in the schedule. Also, I do mini psychic reading lives. I have scheduled one on Wednesdays weekly, 11 a.m. I also do last minute lives with psychic mini readings. I do a Monday and Friday. I can't talk all of a sudden. Monday and Friday, I pull an oracle card and I channel a message for all. I post that on my page. I'm available for one-on-one private sessions. I'm also a Reiki master teacher. I do space clearings. I do all kinds of fun stuff. Go ahead and visit my ElyseAnnPsychic.com page. You'll learn about me, you'll learn about my services, and when you're there, sign up for my email list. I do a monthly newsletter, and you'll be one of the first to know when certain special things may drop. I've got some things coming up, or if I'm doing some sort of promotion, event, whatever it is, you'll be the first to know. And invite your friends. Come on, invite your friends to my Elyse Ann Psychic page and let them take advantage of everything I have to offer. And what I want to say to each and every one of you, you fill my heart and my life with love. I am of deep gratitude to have all of you in my life. I'm very blessed, and I wish you all a very blessed evening, morning, or afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. And much love to everyone. Thank you so much for being here this evening.